Tim Hudson. Here's the thing. His numbers, like he's a longevity guy, but also you know how like 300 wins used to be like the benchmark for pitchers, which just blows my mind now. By the way,
oh, we'll never see it. We'll never see that again.
Like we'll never see 300 again. But I think 300. I think 200 wins needs to be talked about in the same vein as 300 wins, because if you get to 200 wins, that's an awesome career.
Yeah, and it's like you got to think if you're making, because you rarely see these guys make 34, 35 starts a year now. And again, it's like when these guys, like I'm looking at Tim Hudson now. I mean, his first year he made 21 starts. His second year, 32, 35, 34, 34. Again, it's like he had 1 year. He had 2009 that he had 7 starts. Every other year he had 21 or more. And it's like you're not, like you said, you're not going to find many pitchers who, number one, stay healthy enough, and like number two, just have that. I mean, we see guys flame out all the time. Like you look at a guy like Tim Lincecum, who was on his way to a Hall of Fame career, and he flamed out hard. And it's like good for, I mean, Tim Hudson at 35 in 2011 was 16-10 with a 3.22 ERA. It's like, that's not bad. And again, 215 innings pitched. The Orioles won't get a guy that's sniffed 200 innings this year. Like, it's insane. And so that's, and part of it is like a guy maybe being like we saw with CeCe this last couple of years. Hey, I can't touch 98, 99 anymore. Like, and these guys change and they become finesse guys. So not everyone wants to do that. People want to throw 99 till their elbow goes out, and then they're like, I'm out, y'all. Have fun. My elbow hurts, my shoulder hurts, but hey, I had fun throwing at 99. Like, Hudson seemed like that guy who kind of, was a really good pitcher early, probably had some bumps, and then was like, you know what? I got to find my way. I got to find a way to reinvent myself. And he did that, and he stayed in the league for 17 years. I mean, who's the next pitcher that we're going to see that pitches 17 years? So, yeah, again, Hudson, I could see he pitched on some of those really good Oakland teams. He was really good with Atlanta. But I mean, those Oakland teams, again, the Moneyball team and some of those guys, they were he was part of that threesome out there that was pretty dang good, and they were fun to watch. So again, Tim Hudson is probably a guy who, again, gun to my head, I would have said no, but I could be like, okay, yeah, he was very good, and good point. I forgot about that, and forgot he pitched 17 years. So yeah, I could see that.
We need more people banging the drum for Hudson, because he's currently polling under 5%. So he's going to get dropped off the ballot unless his vote total ticks up a little bit, which is a disgrace, because in 2000, he was second in Cy Young behind Pedro. He had 20 wins. His 702 winning percentage through his first 6 seasons, 5th best in modern baseball. And you're right, 200 wins. He had 222 and 133 was his career record. And, pitcher wins may not be like in vogue nowadays to bring up, but still 200 wins is 200 wins. So we need to keep banging the drum for Tim Hudson.
Yeah, like you don't fall into 200 wins, like just by accident. So yeah, I mean it's surprising that he's under the 5%. But again, it's like he's one of those guys. He played in, even as good as Oakland is every year. It's like it's not a sexy place to play. It's not, if he was a Yankee, he probably would have been in. If he was a Red Sox, he probably, his numbers would be different. But it's like, Oakland, it's on the West Coast, and the voters, how many voters stayed up to watch him and stuff like that. So it's I hope he reaches at least a 5%. Again, you would think a guy like him would.
I honestly hope he does, because the Hall of Fame, he's going to be one of those guys like Jack Morris, who's on the ballot. He was on the ballot for 15 years back when that was still a thing. Now it's 10. But if Huddy stays on there long enough, people might come around to the fact that 200 is the new 300.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like you said, not that pitcher wins are like the end all be all, but like 222 and 133 with the 3.49 ERA. I think his WHIP was like what is that? I can't scroll over that far. 1.239. Like that's not pretty good. Not the worst.